Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi barakatuh. Inshallah, today we are going to continue in lesson number 6, and today is part number 3. We already talked about the letter Dad, and today we are going to start talking about letter Lam. They both share the tongue edge. They both share the same Makhraj, the same articulation area. We start Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim وبالصلاة على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. Now let's have a look at the Makhraj of the letter Lam. And because I'm really interested that you get used to the Arabic definitions and also to know the scholar Al-Jazri, what did he write regarding the Makhraj? Because this is really it's very impressive actually how he could write it in a kind of, let me say, poetry, and very short words explaining, having a lot of explanations behind it. Okay, now let's have a look here. He wrote وَاللَّامُ أَدْنَاهَا لِمُنْتَهَاهَا. That's all what he said regarding the Makhraj of the Lam. But we need to explain this. What does it mean? وَاللَّامُ أَدْنَاهَا لِمُنْتَهَاهَا. If we have a look here, this is the Makhraj of the Lam, okay? Over here. All these dots are the Makhraj of the Lam, and this is the edge of the tongue, okay? And muntahaha means the utter end here of the edge, and here is the closer edge, okay? And this is all this part of the tongue is the Makhraj of the letter Lam. And if we have a look here, we will have a better understanding that the tongue is extended from here. It says the letter Lam exit extends from the closest edge to the utter end of the tongue edge against the opposite upper teeth gum. It extends from here, okay, the incisors and going through the canines and the premolars, okay? So the tongue stretches against the gum of those upper teeth, okay, all the way right and left. So وَاللَّامُ أَدْنَاهَا لِمُنْتَهَاهَا, meaning that the Lam is pronounced from by using adna, the closer edge, to the utter end, okay? So when you try to pronounce the Lam, and we say Allah, 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 this means that you haven't given the Lam its characteristics, but regarding the Makhraj, the articulation area, you haven't pronounced the Lam from the Makhraj. Why? Because you use the tip of the tongue just touching the gum of the upper teeth, and you're pronouncing the Lam. And I think this is the way we pronounce the English Lam, for example. We say la, like, right? Lemon. We're just using the tip of the tongue touching the upper teeth gum. But in the Arabic Lam, we need to extend the tongue from the whole area, using the whole area of the tongue that is mentioned here and is shown here in this drawing, okay? So this is one thing that we have to think about when we are pronouncing the Lam. And we are going to go through, inshallah, some difficulties in pronouncing the Lam and knowing why do we experience these difficulties in the pronunciation. And here is another, just remembering what the teeth looked like. And these are the incisors, okay? And this is the canine, and these are the premolars, okay? So the tongue spreads, of course, it's the upper jaw, spreads all the way around, okay, covering all this part, okay? So this is the makhraj of the letter lam in the Arabic language. Now let's have just, let's experience those three letters. Now those three letters, we still haven't taken those two, and they are pronounced by the tip of the tongue touching the edge of the upper two teeth, okay? Now let us say and you're gonna feel the vibration of this letter against the upper lip, okay? And let's pronounce f. Those letters, the sound is running, okay? It has a running sound. The sound runs from its exit points. The exit point is the tip of the tongue against the edge of the upper two teeth, and you can feel that the sound is running exactly from the makhraj. F, okay? So, and do you feel the softness of it? Do you feel al-rakhawa, the running of the sound? Yes, we do. Now let's pronounce the lam, al, and let's extend it a little bit, okay? We shouldn't actually, but this, we are just learning now. And let's extend the lam sound. Al. I want you to feel, where is the makhraj? The makhraj is the tongue, this round part against the upper teeth, the parallel teeth, okay? But is the sound running from the same place where the makhraj is? Like those letters? F, L. Is the letter lam soft? Yes. This is what we feel. L, the sound can run, but I want you to concentrate with me. Is it running from the makhraj? Like F, L? No, it's not actually. So, is it hard? Remember the hard letters? Al-huruf al-shadida. What happens in al-huruf al-shadida? That the makhraj, the 2 points of the makhraj, collides together and they totally close the sound to run. Okay, let's have a look. Let's experience more. I know what I'm using regarding the makhraj of the lam. Is it closing? Yes, actually, it is totally closing. But why isn't the sound terminating? Like the letter qaf, the letter dal, ad. It's almost the same area, the dal, ad. The makhraj is totally closed, and that's why the dal sound terminates. But this is not the case with the lam. The makhraj totally closed, but you know what? The sound is running from somewhere else. It's not running from where the 2 points of the makhraj are. And the question is, does the sound emit from the articulation point of the letter lam? And really, this guy here is trying to know the answer, but I think we are going to know the answer before he does. He stays here a little bit longer than we do, because we are going to know exactly what's happening now. Here, what I want to say here before we go and answer the question, because this is important also, remember the makhraj of the dad when we said these are pressure points in blue and whatever is in yellow is the touching point? Remember this when we talked about the dot? If you can't remember it, just go back to the dot and just remember what we said. But in the case of the lam, these touching parts that were in the dot, they are pressure points in the lam, okay? So this is why the makhraj is closed. Okay, let's have a look here. What happens to the sound? The sound is coming from the throat, from al-jawf, and across the throat and into the mouth. You see the sound in the air is, running here. And then this is the makhraj of the lam in yellow. It is closed, totally closed. Al. So what happens is that the sound finds this area closed, so it just deviates. It deviates. It doesn't go straight ahead out because it's closed. So it deviates right and left, and the sound deviates from here, and we can hear this, when we say L, you see here, maybe it also this one can help. This is where the tongue is closing, so the sound goes from the sideways because it's opened from here regarding the lam. And this is why the lam has this unique characteristic, which is deviation. Okay, the lam has, and the ra also. We're going to talk very soon about the ra. Okay, so this is what happens regarding the makhraj of the letter lam. So this is deviation, but again, is the lam harf shadid or harf rikhw? Does the sound terminate? No. Does it run? Yeah. But the makhraj is closed, but the sound does not terminate. And this is why, now let us see what we have here. The way the tongue closes against the upper palate is similar to what happens with the hard letters. Yes, the makhraj is closed, but does the sound terminate as in the case of the hard letters? No, it doesn't. It runs for a little while, matching the soft letters, but the exit is closed. So where does the sound run? The sound deviates, as we said last time, from both sides of the tongue. So the exit closes as in the hard letters, and the sound runs as in the soft letters. And this is why this letter has the in-between character. It's neither shadid, harf shadid, nor is it harf rikhw. It is harf bayni. There is tawassut in this letter. Okay, so now we know why this letter has tawassut. Okay, exactly as we said in the letter Ain. This was the first letter that we came across with this tawassut. Okay, and it's not exactly, of course, but the Ain had its own reason why the sound doesn't run, and why is it in between letter, and also the lam here has its own reason why this letter has this tawassut. Okay, now I want you to do this exercise with me. This word we're gonna say it on and on again so that we know the difference in the sound between the sound running or the sound deviating. Okay, and I'm gonna do this. And of course, I'm going to extend the letter lam, but I'm going to extend it more than I should so that we can feel it, okay? It's just an exercise here. Al-an. Again, I'm going to do something else now. Al-an. sound is changing because it's deviating in the lam, while in the alif it's just moving forward. Okay, I want you to do this exercise because it's going to give you the feeling of what we are talking about. Now, thank you very much for your attendance, and inshallah we are going to complete regarding the letter lam and the mistakes that we come across when we pronounce the letter lam. I wish you all the best. See you in the next recording. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.